Excellent. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, and thanks for the nice introduction, Kate. And first of all, let me say it's always an honor to speak at a conference like this. And today, the topic that we brought is the power of dynamics in the payments industry. And since we're getting closer and closer to the wine tasting event, I guess, to the wine reception, I try to do my best to entertain you in the next 20 minutes. So, a few words regarding adorsys. Who are we? We have 15 plus years experience in the software development industry, shaping the industry, especially on German ground and DACH ground. Around 130 employees with more than 50 nationalities at the moment, which is something that helps us because diversity also in terms of knowledge helps us and regarding the background too. Let me give you a reason why I joined adorsys. I have a background in banking. I worked 10 years in a very big Italian bank that also had some operations here in Ukraine. I was on the board of this bank in several countries, and since I got frustrated one day with payments, with technology, I booked a trip to Silicon Valley. And after the second day in Silicon Valley, I understood that I need to change industry, so I moved into the fintech space. When I was in the fintech space, I was closer to technology, especially to payments too, managed several countries, and I saw the challenges that we had in each and every country. So, long story short, then I moved to another fintech, became CEO, tried to solve the issues, and I'm leading you through some topics that I've seen in my life regarding payments. Back to adorsys, what we're doing is providing tax solutions with execution and discipline, focused teams, helping banks, making them PSD compliant. Big question here is what drives payments, and I think something's missing here on the slide. The Berlin group, where we're part of, where we're in the advisory board, is for us the playground where we shape and we drive the future of the industry. So when I talk about what drives payments, I want to start with something that even on bank side was one of the most important topics: compliance. I don't know who, I see a lot of young people here, but I don't know how many crises you lived through. One of the most important crises I lived through was 2008 when Lehman and all this stuff happened. And I've seen how the industry can change. So for approximately 10 years, we hired no salespeople, we just hired compliance people. And now bringing this into the payment space, we see how complicated the payment space is and the other compliance topics too. So what drives payments? Being compliant. I think when we look at the last 1.5 years, we understand that the world, here I wrote the world is temporarily closed. When looking at what happened in the last 1.5 years, I'd like to outline one thing, and this is not financial advice. The first day the pandemic started and we went into this modus operandi of surviving the pandemic, I like trading, by the way. I looked at stocks that are focused payment companies. Have some fun and backtest what their performance was in the last 1.5 years. I have a portfolio that I have, and it made like 80% plus just in these years. What does this mean? It means that there's a lot of innovation hidden, and a lot of stuff was there that finally became used. And now bringing this to the ground of normal businesses, small businesses, retail businesses all over the world, all of a sudden realize that customers not coming to the branch anymore. What can we do? I have a friend who was a professional musician. He started a wine shop online. What did he need? Payment services. So basically the whole world changed, and looking at what this did to us, I think this shift to becoming more and more digital, we're just at the beginning. What drives payments? the evolution of the payment services that we provide. And let me start here with payment as a service that I just explained. Lots of companies, branch-driven companies, decided to go into a space where they're online, digital, best case end-to-end digital, serving the customers that they served before in branches. Second point, spread payments. Here, I'd like to give you an example that I faced when I was CEO of a fintech. Spread payments, everything sounds easy from a management perspective. And when I was in the board of my bank, I was having great ideas how to split, how to do this and how to do that. And my technicians and my IT delivery guys, they looked at me like I'm from Mars. They said, oh, no, we can't do this. There's regulation. I'll give you a simple example. There are still fintechs out there, fintechs that are giving credits. So what happens when you give a credit and you are funded by a bank? So the bank behind is the banking as a service partner giving the credit. You are taking a fee for providing the credit for a faster payout. What happens when the customer needs to repay? So to give you a simple example, some fintechs are still sending out emails asking the customer to pay back the fee to the fintech and to pay back the interest rates and the outstanding amount to the bank. Is this end-to-end digital? No. So basically, here's a lot of innovation hidden, and this is something we need to work on. Another payment service is invisible payments. May I ask you, how many of you are sure that you used invisible payments? Did you ever hear of that? No? Did you? May I ask you what you used? Uber, exactly. Honestly, this is a thing, I think it's dangerous because I have a daughter and a son and they're very young and they want a smartphone. And if they have my credit card, they can have invisible payments too. But Uber is a perfect example. Total convenience. You get into a car. I mean, I love airports and Ubers to go to my hotel. So you sit down, you don't do anything, no money, and let's just think about COVID now. So the pandemic, you don't touch, you don't exchange the money, so you're also a little bit safer. But let's talk about this pandemic. So the invisible payment is something that is about pure convenience. Another important topic, one-click payments, Amazon. I don't think I need to explain this further, but this is also a thing about convenience that makes life easy. Personally, since I shared already that I have a daughter and a son that are very young and they want a smartwatch and a phone, it scares me because that's how you lose a lot of money very fast. And the other topic here, crypto payments, for me, a very hot topic. May I ask you in the audience, who's into crypto? Excellent. So look, I'm a big fan of crypto, and I'm a very big fan of NFTs. Because NFTs is something you can play with that has a specific value for a person, right? And non-fungible tokens. So I have this friend, and I just want to share this with you because this is how I stumbled into the NFT sector, which is also very related to payments. There's a project going on called Hash Guardians. These guys were making some ugly monsters, 10,000, and sold them. How do they sell them? When you connect the wallet to their website, and then they make an NFT drop. NFT drop is the same like sales on an evening. So back in the days, we called it sales. So basically, that's a new world for payments. Let's be clear, that's a new world for payments. Every blockchain, every technology brings a new world for payments. And how do you pay these ugly monsters that they call hash guardians? You pay them by connecting your wallet. Like 10 years ago, nobody was even thinking about this, right? And this is insane, if you ask me. But another beautiful thing, when we connect the topic cross-border payments and crypto payments, there's also a payment service that is more adapted already. Did some of you already hear about reserve rights, for example, reserve rights, the coin? So basically, solving problems of, daily life problems, like when you work in Spain and you have family back in Venezuela, and you're sending money to Venezuela, what is the most important thing that you need to consider. There's hyperinflation. You send the money and it already loses in value, right? So crypto payments to reserve right helps you to keep the money on the stable coin, because keeping the value of the coin, they consider a human right. So payments is much more than just making a transaction. Payments is even an ethical thing. And I think we're done with this slide. I think here again, what is very important is that design and innovation is the driver. And here again, unfortunately we can't see the logo here. Here again we see that adorsys is part of the Berlin Group. So what we do in the Berlin Group is we shape and we drive innovation. I personally believe, having worked on the bank side, on the fintech side, that you need to be part of some bodies that are working with the regulatory bodies, and then we're basically also working with the NISP, the next gen PSD implementation and support program, which basically means we take the test cases out of the Berlin Group and we apply them. So pure execution, that's what we do. Yeah? Then that's how we drive innovation. What else is driving the payment space? Digital natives. I just explained that I have a young daughter. She wants a phone. I'm scared that she goes shopping. But again, what does it mean? Full transparency, flexibility, at the palm of your hands, anytime, anywhere. And this is the world we live in when we speak about payments these days. This is now a slide that basically comes from my banking experience. We see a huge evolution in data and algorithms, which leads or which comes from automation and artificial intelligence, new data sources, and machine learning. And here, I'd like to say that I think it's one of the most important things is to turn data into information, because this also drives the payment space. And now looking at, I come from a fintech background that was credit driven. Looking at the credit businesses, the new data changes the whole game. So we're back to the smartphone. You heard that I'm a little bit scared of my daughter. The smartphone, in terms of payments, is something that even in the future I see that will change more and more the world, because you have everything in the palm of your hands, everything that you do. I mean, let me ask you, are you aware of how many minutes today you spent on your smartphone? Are you aware how many apps you used? How many payment services you used without even knowing? This is insane. This is really insane, because when looking back, for those who are a little bit familiar with Germany, Germans are crazy about coins and hard money. So we love the Deutschmark and to touch it and have it in the hand, and moving into the credit card business, that was kind of hard. But since the smartphone is here, nobody cares. It's like, it's so easy. You have the smartphone, you click and you buy, and that's it. And that makes life easy. And here, why did I bring this, this table? Because here, this is a overview from Statista from the year 2018. And they predicted that sales will grow tremendously, mainly driven by the smartphone, which basically gives us the feedback. Innovation doesn't only happen in the payment space, but it's interconnected. You need to integrate. And I think integration is the key word here. A last important point, digital platforms. I personally believe that the relationship between customers and companies, as seen before in smartphones, is heavily driven by the competition that is going on between fintechs, techfins, traditional players. Techfins, everyone is clear with what techfins are. Amazon's, those big tech companies taking over everything, doing a little bit of everything from donation to, I mean, you've seen it. When someone is having birthday, you can donate for this and that project. How is this done? Payment integration. And I think this is something that will drive the payment space and create new standards. To come to an end, I personally believe that the winners of this ongoing battle in providing convenience will be those who are the most convenient ones, who are every time, anywhere, at the palm of your hands. And the key word again will be integration. Thanks a lot. We're here to integrate together with you. That's why we made that way. And it is a big honor to be here on stage for you. Thank you very much.
I have a question to you about the future of BTC and other cryptocurrencies. If they will be replaced by CBDC, that will be just one thing allowed, is the first question. And the second one, have you created already your NFT, a personal one?
So first, I need to start with a disclaimer. It's not financial advice. I personally believe in the evolution. And evolution means when we talk about Bitcoin and other currencies, I believe that the regulator will move in a little bit harder. They watched, they try to understand. But from my experience, I have to say, even 2 years ago, I was sitting with a regulator in Germany, and they tried to understand what fintech is. So I think we still have some time to have fun in the crypto market until someone moves in. But there will be regulations coming. Second point, I did not personally create an NFT, but I coached an NFT project. Basically, free crypto projects. One was an NFT project, and one was a platform like Aave in Compound, basically a digital bank, where we created the infrastructure. And this is one, I have two more companies. One is a small fintech that I created. It's a donation platform called Donable. And the other one is a coaching company where I basically sent my coaches, and those are helping fintechs to grow. And with those, basically, we were helping an NFT project. That's the one that I mentioned. So I personally believe, and that's a very good question, NFTs. I don't know what your opinion is about NFTs, but did you already discuss the potential about NFTs? Because NFTs initially come from the gaming industry. They're like those ugly monsters or something, and you can buy them. Not only ugly monsters, you can also buy Real Madrid players now, Manchester United players. I mean, back in the days when I was in school, on Schoolyard, we were exchanging pictures of Franz Beckenbauer and Lothar Matthäus. And I mean, the world changes. The Schoolyard became the world, and that's the NFT project. But there's one thing about NFTs that I would like to mention. Did you ever think of the marketing potential of an NFT project? I give you some numbers of one project that I coached. 3 guys, 3 friends, were excited about the crypto space, started an NFT project on the Cardano blockchain. They created all these ugly monsters, and then they sold them. In May, back in the day, back this year in May. So they had an effort of 3 months work to create this NFT project, website and everything, wallet connected, and the NFT drop. They made in a blink of an eye, because you needed to queue to buy this one, and they randomized were giving you the NFTs. They made in the blink of an eye 260,000 euros revenue for 3 months' work. So now I'm asking you, when we talk about technology, and now let's say open source technology, you use this NFT, you use this, you go on the blockchain. How could this potentially change the marketing industry? When I was in the bank, fintech, the marketing expenditure is something I needed to explain to my supervisory board. They were like, you spend too much on programmatic, on Facebook, and then I said, yeah, there are costs. So for the first time in my life, I see that blockchain technology can provide you with an immediate return on investment if you, for example, imagine Bosch hand tools. So we digitize this product for them, let's say we take 100K or 150K for implementation, and they sell it to their customers. I don't know how many customers they have, but I think a lot. So in a blink of an eye, if you start this project, you have the return on investment done. And the return on investment of this small NFT project already was 260K for an investment that was marginal. So this could potentially change the way we look at marketing in the future, and it's driven by payments. That was a long answer to your question.
I have an extra question to you. Okay, if you have a choice, which NFT you would create for yourself? Which kind of NFT?
Yeah, look...
Your digital copy, I don't know, something else.
I spend weekends painting with my daughter, and I'd like to digitize these. That's what I'm having as plan in the next weeks. So I take this as an inspiration. And very often what comes as an inspiration becomes very serious, and then people even are paying for that. So my intention is curiosity in this space, because a lot of NFT prices, they're very, very much fluctuating. I personally believe that if you come with this playground approach into the NFT space, it helps. Nevertheless, making sure that you understand the technology and all the payment options behind. This is something that can create magic in the future. I personally would like, and just to say this, my hobby is painting, and I'm painting very simple. I'm painting candles, like I'm trading, like day trading candles.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter likes it. We might digitize that one, but let's see. Then when you see me on OpenSea, then yeah, then it's me with the candles. Huh?
Thank you.